And there we are. We're in. What a day we've got to look forward to. 11 races on the ITV cameras. We're going to hear from Jason Weaver a little later on the final day's flat at Doncaster. But the boys are with me to look ahead to the jumps. We've already had one Road to Cheltenham as well, boys. Of course, if you weren't aware, it's live on our YouTube channel right now. 19 or 18 more episodes to come of the Road to Cheltenham. So the jumps is well and truly underway, Joel.
Yeah, dead excited about it. Frankie was looking really rough on the first episode. And he also got this sort of voice like that. You need to bookmark this. I tell you, bookmark this. And he put a few pounds on over the summer as well. But it is a really good watch. And I think the first comment I looked at on YouTube was, when Dave Orton is not the most annoying person on the show, you know you're onto a winner.
Is that near you then? Who are you aiming for?
I don't know. They never said. Oh, hang on, Dave Orton's now.
When Kerry Katona and Katie Price get a name in the show, you know that Joel is back with us. That is for sure. And I've been unfortunately down to Jackdaw's Castle here from John Drew O'Neill Jr. on our YouTube channel very shortly as well. Please like, subscribe, and you get all those kind of features that we do. Frank himself, you're actually over in Ireland at present. You've been to a few yards around there, so the jumps is well and truly cracking on.
The jumps is well underway. Joel's back. Kerry Katona's getting mentioned. Road to Cheltenham's up and running. And I'm in Ireland in the Gavin Cromwells and Gordon Elliott. So plenty of superstars I met. I know the way you're thinking. He's on track for another Gold Cup tilt. And then this morning in Gordon's, he's getting all systems go for the big festivals over here. Navan, Fairyhouse, probably a little bit more weighted towards Irish festivals this year rather than so many early Cheltenham runners. But yeah, he's got some serious firepower to look forward to. The one to note from Gavin's would be Will the Wise in the Troy Town. That's been made no secret. He's having a real crack at that. Obviously, a local track for him at Navan and a race that he's yet to win. And the whole yard's really excited about Will the Wise's chance. That'll be their best of his three. And then Gordon was a bit rushed in fairness this morning, so I had a good look around the yard. The interesting thing would probably be Wadhu and Tearpoo being split across, I would guess, Fairyhouse and Ascot. I think he's going to send. I think it sounded like Tearpoo could come over to Ascot, which would be exciting for racing fans here.
Interesting, yes. That's all to come in the next few weeks. Exciting weeks. Of course, we've got Cheltenham 3 days, and next week to look forward to, as well. But this week, we're focusing on Wincanton and Aintree. The Grand National Fences in action at Aintree. We'll start at Wincanton. The ground has been a bone of contention, Joel. We mentioned it, of course, on Monday. They haven't quite got going to Wincanton. Well, they're in one of the worst areas because they've got firm patches in their ground. Didn't get as much rain as they thought they were going to get beginning of the week, which has kind of contributed to small fields. It gets underway at 1:10. 7 runners go to post. This 2.5 mile handicap chase.
Yeah, Paul Barley here. I went straight in here. I didn't expect this source to be joint favourite, around 7-2, 4-1. Front runners track. It'll be on the good side of soft, I would have thought. This horse, 4 wins, 7 places from 13 starts. Top weights do really well in this race. Dropping class now. Second run after the break. Needed the run at Kempton last time. And I thought I'd be going in there with a half-decent price, but everyone's come in for it now. Joe Tizard, Brendan Powell get us off for a winning start.
Yeah, then wins and closure at Exeter, of course, on Friday. That team as well. They are going well. Barley for Joel. Frankie?
The market can't split them, and me and Joel are having a piece of either of the jollies. I think Abingworth is worth a spin here. I saw Good to Firm in the going. I saw James Owen. I saw a horse that's coming back off the flat. He can jump a fence as well. He won last time over fences. And I just think that sort of summer speed, firm ground, James Owen, good purpose, dual purpose trainer, could get the job done. And Cobden on board, who you'd expect to be riding plenty of winners for Nichols this meeting. But he's no bad sub, is he? He knows his way around Wincanton very well down in the West Country. So a jolly each for us.
You've gone for Harry Cobden in a 7-horse race. Joel went for Joe Tizard in that 7-horse race. We've got a 7-horse race that follows at 1:45 over 2 3/4 miles, a mare's handicap hurdle. Harry Cobden's got a ride and Joe Tizard trains one. Are we sticking with the same scenario? Start with you this time, Frankie.
1:45, yeah. Jubilee Alpha might be too good. She was fancied to run a big race at the Cheltenham Festival, wasn't she? Which didn't happen. She has since won at Cheltenham, but I'm just a bit concerned. First time out, going an extra furlong than she ever has. I know that's not miles up in trip, but also carrying 12 stone. All of those factors together might just make her worth taking on. So I'm going to actually side with James Owen. Again, with Laravi. Saw her win under Sean Bowen up in Market Raising all the way. And then last time out, it will be found out whether she stepped up into slightly better company and wasn't good enough, or maybe she went a little bit too quick because she led from the front as she did last time, and then just eventually was pulled up, actually. So we'll find out. What was she just not good enough, or did maybe Gamachingo touch too quick? James Bowen will probably try and be a bit more patient, and she obviously gets the weight in this because it's a handicap. So I'm looking for an early doors James Owen double, Matt.
Yeah, I realise. Yeah, so you've stuck with your MO and gone with James Owen. Is Joel sticking with him as his MO and sticking with Joe Tizard?
I totally agree with what Frankie says about the Favia. Earlier on this week, I thought this is going to be first leg of the Nichols treble. Two things. A lot of bookies are putting this up with the price boost, and I never go near those. I never go near those. They seem to know, don't they? It's like, what? You're offering me 5 to 2? Oh, God, this should be an odds-on shot. The furlong extra, Frankie said, we shouldn't make a difference. Up £10 off, 137 now. So I'm going to James Owen's stable again, like Frankie. And the best jockey since AP McCoy is riding. If you put a line through that last run, this would be a hell of a lot shorter. So it's on trust, but it'd be 1-1-1-1. I'm all over. Is it Larrafie?
Although it is James, not Sean, that's on it. Although James, very good in his own right.
Sorry, you know what? You know what? The problem is it's a bad jockey booking. That's probably why we're getting the price, because he's not called Sean.
JB, right, he's not far behind mine, is he?
Yeah, he's not.
He's very good. Some dynasty, that, isn't it? Right, get your bins on. The Rising Stars Novices Chase at 2:23 again. Nichols versus Tizard in Hill. The Blue King Daru, odds on favourite. Is it that simple, Joel?
I'm not over enthusiastic about the favourites jumping. Did this get beaten like 1-5 or 2-9 or something last time?
Near enough, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not convinced. Look, if the first one goes in, second one's got to be even shorter. 11-8 on at time of recording. But I'm also not a massive fan of Cobra Queen either. But Henry's come over, James Bowen is booked, and then I'm looking further and further down. So I keep coming back to the favourite here. We're saying Rising Stars. I mean, that's a push, isn't it? You know, when we're looking at it, if we look at the end of the season, I'm not sure any of these are, you know.
He's the one that got all the shouts in the stable tour, wasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, as much as I want to go against the Fev, I keep coming back down to it, and there's a massive price play up to the third breaking cover at 9-1. It's probably. Look, I'm going to have the Nichols treble on this weekend, just for and giggles. But I keep coming back to it. Even though got beat last time at log odds on, I'm not convinced about the jumping. An 8-11 is short, but what's it got to beat? And I don't like Cobra Queen.
So basically, you've made the case for not backing it, but you're going to back it.
I can't see anything else. I can't see anything else in the race. I mean, Frankie, this has got your name written all over it, hasn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah. I mean, as long as he stands up, his engine should be good enough to win. I mean, what was he rated? Almost in the 150s, was he, as a hurdler? And you'll give him excuses on his first start over fences. And if there's one thing that Nichols can get his horses to do, is to jump well. He drills them, doesn't he? He schools them, so you would expect him to improve. And yeah, I had a look at Henry's runner. They can be hard to judge when he's won his last two starts by probably almost a combined 20 lengths. But what was he really beating? And then the rest of them, in my opinion, they're just miles off in terms of raw ability. So he should get his way around, and he should win. Although I was just the name of the horse I can't remember, but he had an odds-on faller in this race last, didn't he, Nichols, who was the top hurdler, and then comes to this Rising Stars.
Did Nappers Hill come down? Was that
Nappers Hill? That's it. Yeah, either foul or unseated or something again. So yeah, jumping's a tiny bit of a worry, but with his hurdle rating and with his raw ability, I just think he'll get round.
Okay. Elite hurdle. I mean, Hamlet's Night did bustle up, give it to me, OJ last time out, but even he's rated inferior to to Rubo. Is this literally a case of cantering down to the start and coming back, Frankie?
It seems like it, doesn't it? Yeah. And he's good at Wincanton as well. He's a proper horse, really. You'd want a much better field to take him off, wouldn't you? That is you mentioned it. Hamlet's Knight gave it a good go of Give It To Me, OJ, who was a highly rated flat horse and a decent hurdler. But yeah, Rubo's a great graded horse. Like, he needs better competition than this. It's a bit unfortunate, really, the ground, because it has withered down the card a little bit, and you would want a proper race of this. But I'm sure Paul Nicholls won't mind.
Joel, simple.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those horses. If you weren't arrogant, egotistic, and want to just get some prize money, what's this, 40 grand or something? It's the winner. You just go around mopping these up with this sort of horse, wouldn't you? You're not massively asked about any of the big meets. 40 grand, canter down, canter back. Thanks very much. And Harry Cobden counting his 9 or 10%.
Very nice for 4 minutes work, cantering round. Probably not even pushing either. Right, the big handicap. I'll say big handicap. Again, only 7 due to the ground. Is the Badger Beer Chase, Joel? Take it away.
Frodon all day long. Bryony from the front. Get a load of free Badger beer. Right. We mentioned him on the road to Cheltenham. We've mentioned him quite a bit now. Have you seen a lot of Toby McCain, Mitchell, Frankie, first of all? I mean, Matt has. I know you've been in Del Mar and wherever you've been. Have you seen this lad?
Not loads of him, no.
If you look at any videos of him or any rides he has, you could not pick him out as a £7 claimer. He really is that good. He really is that good. His strike rate is pretty excellent at the minute. And if you have a look at some of the stats in this, conditional jockeys have won this 4 out of the 8 times. Last year,
he's well bred, isn't he?
Yeah, Al Dancer we put up last year with the conditional claimer on board. The only doubt I've got with Soul Icon is maybe a stamina doubt. But in a race where it's pretty wide open, I went for Soul Icon, and even Tommy Bowe at 20-25 to 1 isn't out of it. You know, so it is wide open, but I just went with Soul Icon mainly for the jog.
Claiming 5, yeah. Well, I can see it. Certainly Kieran Burke, locally trained. Frankie, what are you with in the Badger Beer? Bear in mind you win. If it's the horse's weight in beer?
Oh, if it's the horse and the jockey, you take 305 off top weight, and that is my shout.
Matt, you riding this race. You'd be everyone in Wincanton can get a 4-pack.
He's back. Yeah, put him out of business.
A good few beers. No, I'm all up for the pint of beers. But yeah, I think 305 hopefully can get the job done. He was second in this 2 years ago. He didn't start his season till a bit later last year. I don't know why. Maybe perhaps because they were waiting for better ground, because he does go on good ground. He normally runs in those big handicaps at Ascot, and he almost managed to win one last January. I suppose the concern perhaps is first time out for a horse that, if you look back through his career, usually does his best work sort of December, January, February, which would hint at him wanting a run. But at the same time, he's 10 years old. He's a handicapper. He knows his job. If he's fit, hopefully doesn't need the run. So good ground's the key to him, and he's got that.
Yeah, just go back to this, because obviously this is the meter where Paul Nicholls absolutely dominates. He's got 2 in the opener, 2 in the 110. He's got Jubilee Alpha. He's got 2 in the opener. He hasn't got 1 in the 110. He's got 2 in the 145. Blue King de Roe odds on, Rubo odds on, 305 you like, 1 in the bumper. How many winners does he have on the card?
I do think at every meeting, I think you wouldn't be stupid to try the Paul Nicholls Super Heinz or one of those sort of bets, because they're bound to go in a couple, aren't they? And I know a few are short prices, but you'd be amazed if he doesn't have at least a couple, 3, 4 maybe.
Okay, right, let's turn our attention to Aintree, which is a little bit more competitive. Saying that, again, we've got 7 runners. In attempts qualify. Obviously, the first 4 will qualify for the final at Aintree in March. So some of these will be protected in the mark. Now, last time we did one of these, Frankie, you got the winner. You really fancied Marchand 2 at Cheltenham. That potted up. What wins this qualifier?
Got to be Kintara, hasn't it? Got to be, with our man Charlie Deutsch on board. What a ride he gave up at Weatherby was, by the way. He's a master, isn't he? Although we do enjoy seeing him over a fence more than we do in a Temps Network handicap hurdle. But Quintara couldn't jump fences last year, but he is a tough old stayer. And I'm just hoping that maybe, albeit he didn't win races last year over fences because he couldn't jump, he is another year older. He might have strengthened up a bit for his work over fences and now switching back to hurdles. Sounds weird to say for a 9-year-old, but is there a tiny bit of his hurdle mark that he can exploit? We'll find out. Either way, even if he's having a crack off the same mark, he was a solid old hurdler before last season anyway. So he's tough. He's got a great jockey on board. I'd give him a good chance here.
Okay, Quintara for Frankie. Joel?
I was nearly on nap for Quintara this weekend. There's a for and an against for this one. I was hoping I'd get a better price because Mel Rowley is in absolutely atrocious form. What's the good horse that he's got? Is Alvalo, it's called? Every
Valdanza.
Valdanza, that's it. Every horse that he's ran has ran, absolutely beyond bad. But if you look at his record, Mel's record over hurdles at Aintree, it is phenomenal. It's like 50% or something like that. It is phenomenal. Charlie Deutsch on board. I think the traders as well in several places this week absolutely messed up. I think it was like the 80s again, where you go out and have 15 pints at lunchtime. The Lord Maid was priced up in some place at 20-1 earlier this week. Complete trader error. And it's very obvious. It's very obvious. I think it's about 4s now. But I really like Quintara this weekend. I was probably next best this weekend. Really, really happy with this. I would go full steam ahead, have the wheelbarrow on if Mel Rowley was in decent form.
Marchand too, you mentioned, Matt, who won at Cheltenham. Domino's. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? If you got your weight in Domino's Pizza for winning one of them.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, you're right. I'll see enough of that. Shut up, Joel. Right, just mention. Also, went to see John yesterday. We looked at actually watched Cribilli work as well. He's they're trying to go up in trip with him. He said he always promised to get that trip. He kind of didn't work out for him. He had a good season a couple of seasons ago. He didn't work for him last year, but they're hopeful that he certainly see it out. So it's a good starting point for him. As well, and intrigued to see how he gets on. We move on to the 240. In fact, no, we don't. What else have we got? At
205, I think.
205 we have, yes, which is a 2 mile handicap. We've got 10 going to post here, so one of the biggest fields, not quite as big as a Grand Sefton. What wins the 205 then, Frankie?
This I've been scratching my head with. I was hoping you might have a touch of insight with Highland's Legacy, but before you speak about him, maybe. Glenn Gooley's fascinating, isn't it? Went from Willie Mullins to Faye Bramley's, has finished out the back of the telly or not finished at 80s, 100s, 80s, down to a mark of 119 and Sean Bowen on board. I mean, worth a second look, if a little bit of cash did come, I wouldn't put you off, but I certainly wouldn't be backing him without a little bit of market support. I thought Jaw Devasion, quite a nice, well-named horse, was interesting for Henry Daly, who's banged in a couple of winners over the last 2 weeks. He's talking of Malrosey being out of form. Henry Daly's a real sort of form trainer I like to follow. I don't back him when he's not having winners, and I'm backing blind when he is. Those two over the last couple of weeks, hopefully they're the start of a nice little purple patch for him. This lad makes his first start over fences, but again, going back to the trainer, I think his horse is always improved for bigger obstacles. So although he wasn't a superstar over hurdles, trainer in form, first start over fences, could put in or at least outrun his odds under Sammy Twister.
Interesting, and yeah, certainly could. Interesting, Joe DeVries honestly wasn't quite a keen go over hurdles as well for Henry Day. Glenn Gooley is interested in the booking of Sean Bowen. Joel, what did you land on here?
Not a lot to add to that. It was a race that I had no interest in whatsoever, and I did see Glenn Gooley.
Say what you really think.
Yeah. No. I'll be totally honest with you. I can put one up if you want, but Glenn Gooley. I spoke to a fairly high-profile racing trainer a couple of weeks ago who said, I said about why don't you use Sean Bowen, and that person said because he doesn't play the game. He just wants to ride winners or ride horses with a chance. If you're watching this, I think you know the game. Well, we should do, shouldn't we, if we're transparent and honest? And he just wants to ride winners or ones with a live chance. And that has resonated with me. And then seeing this come from Mullins, and like Frankie said, out the back of the telly, Sean Bowen wouldn't have to ride this, and he don't want to be falling off. If it is that 100-1 shot like last time out or whatever, and I'd give it a second look. Anything that Sean Bowen is riding at the minute, even if he's out the back of the telly with 3 to go, it's the old AP McCoy days. You know it's not over. So, I mean, it would be minimum stakes and absolutely not a form selection. But I will be watching the race simply because of this. I mean, it makes a little bit of sense to me.
Yeah, no, it does. That's the thing, isn't it? Like I say, I had a wind operation for its last run, cheap pieces on as well. So you can tell it's trying because they're trying to work with it. And now they've got quite a low mark. Sean Bowen being booked does tick plenty of boxes. Highlands Agassi, nothing ready to add. Fit well, obviously up £6. Where are you going? Up £6 for that win at Worcester. But yeah, you know, that was a chasing debut, and they're hoping they can come on from that as well, Bedford chasing. So certainly a chance for Highlands Legacy. But of course, talking of the yard, we move on to the Grand Sefton now. Johnny Who tops the weights, obviously one of the big flag bearers for the year. Maybe looking at a Grand National campaign. Obviously, John's also could have the ride on Irico when it comes to that one. Obviously, saw him working, went really well. Obviously, maybe the trip slightly short his best on this type of ground. May need a little bit softer, a little bit further in time going ahead. But it's a nice starting point. But it's a good field. It's a deep field. I mean, you've got form winner Gaborio right down the bottom for Ollie Greenall and Josh Guerick. Some nice horses. I think Nocte Volatus is a big price. This is a real good race. I mean, we're struggling for field sizes this weekend, not in the Grand Sefton, Joel.
No, not at all. I always like this race. I liked White Rhino. First couple of runs last season, really decent. And then I think last time just wasn't going, was it? Pulled up. So I had White Rhino down. And again, Sean Bones booked on there. But nap of the weekend.
No, in the biggest race.
In the biggest race, the biggest price. I backed it on, I think it was Tuesday at 6s. It's now 8s. So it's all about the value. We're going for a 10-year-old. Saturday Sam with Our Power. What is he? 5 from 8. 63% strike rate. And he used to just pick out the Saturdays and the big races, but he's having them Tuesdays and Thursdays now. Third in the Scottish National at 33s. Seasonal debut last year. Was he third to, what was it down here? King Turgeon, wasn't he? Dylan Johnson, you might have seen the feature that they did on Racing TV where he's practically, it's a bit like a Dan Skelton, Harry Skelton situation, apart from they're not related. It is assistant trainer. Who's making tea there? Is somebody washing up or something in background?
Yeah, that'll be Frankie at the airport. I don't know if he's in Greece or if he's in Dublin.
Yeah, I don't know where he is. Hello there. So yeah, Dylan Johnson and Sam Thomas have this amazing relationship. Look, the horse is going to be handy. It is absolutely primed and ready to run. And I think it's absolutely an outstanding price at 8-1. If you're going to be one of these people that goes a place only race at the weekend or a place plot or whatever it is, and you put in the nickel shorties in there and you want this to place, I think that, I could not get out of the frame for a start. But no, nap for me this weekend. It's a 10-year-old. What is off now? 142, 143? Yeah. Yeah. Not much juice left in this. Our Power this weekend in the biggest race of the weekend at Aintree.
Yeah, pound lower than his return last year when, did you say, second to King Turgeon, who's also in this race as well, Frankie. So if you can just mind those that are doing the washing up or smashing the plate to save washing them up and give us your selection for the Grand Sefton.
Yeah, hoppa. There's all sorts going on here, yeah.
You've got a belly dancer there as well.
This is a nightclub booth, I'm saying. Just getting started. What do I think wins this? I hate myself for this, but I can't not give a shout to Excello once again, only because how he travelled into the race in the Topham, and he missed a fence and made a bad mistake, so he didn't actually end up finishing off that well. But he was popping away well enough and did start to make a little bit of progress. And off the back of that, although he had a very strange season going over hurdles, tried at different trips, they can't quite figure him out. Just like that run in the Topham, he likes a sound surface. I've been convinced for a long time he's got a race in him, and I'm hoping it's this one.
Okay.
I didn't have a look. But what do you think about the Hendo form?
I wouldn't be too bothered by that. He's got so many horses, hasn't he? The good ones usually run well if they're good enough.
We have had this in seasons gone past where I flagged up Henderson's form, and there's been a few that run below par, and then but I say that the ones that matter seem to get the job done, don't they? 2 winners from his last 17 runners over the last fortnight. He has
Yeah,
had
it's
so
not a lot,
many
is it?
matters. I'm surprised you didn't go for Happy and Fine, which is clearly not the person washing those dishes is right now. Clearly the exact opposite. Clearly had some bad news or a frustrating day there at the airport. Right, boys, we're going to hear from Jason Weaver on the flat very shortly. 3 tips from him at Doncaster. And he is actually at places afar this weekend. But, boys, what's your best bet of the weekend? Joel, I think we know. You've just given it to us, have you?
Yeah, our power in the Sefton. Now, somebody said in the comments last week, thank you very much for mentioning what time the race is. Because it does annoy me that. It does annoy me when you're watching the TV, it doesn't matter what channel it's on, and they say, yeah, in the whatever race, in the Matt Hulmes, Frankie Foster, congratulations on your 20-year marriage anniversary stakes. And you go, well, what time is it? So what time is it?
2:40. 2:40. You're right, actually. I don't think I've been mentioned. You're right. I'm going from now on, I'm going to make a conscious effort to name the times. 2:40, the Grand Sefton, our power. Frankie, what's your bet of the day? Don't you dare say Rubo.
By
No,
2
but
lengths.
you will like this because we're going both the big handicaps. 3:30, 3 miles, 1 furlong the trip. Badger Beers handicap chase, 300 through 5 the horse. Harry Cobden the trainer. Paul. Oh no, the jockey and Paul because the trainer. There you go. You can't miss it. 3:30, 300 through 5. Loves the good ground.
I was going to say, must have a few stone in hand if Nichols is riding it and Cobden's trading it.
Thinking of the beer.
Oh God, yeah, that's it. You've got it.
Yeah.
There we are. Right. Brilliant stuff. The 2 big handicaps, a tip from the boys in both of those, and a nap selection. Right. Thanks to them. More Road to Cheltenham. Like, subscribe. You'll get our latest Road to Cheltenham. The boys will be back with that this weekend, and we'll try to tell you what we've heard over the last few days. Certainly Frankie's trip to Ireland as well. But stand by, because Jason Weaver is going to give us his action for the flat at Doncaster this weekend. Well, a massive thanks for joining us goes to Jason Weaver. After we want to look to the final day of the flat season, the final turf action of 2025. But much as mentioned, you're not on these shows, you are on 4 sunnier climes for a very special reason.
Yeah, over at Carbo at the moment, Tyler, my youngest, makes his PGA Tour debut in the Worldwide Technologies here. So we're really, really looking forward to that. Hopefully it can go well. It's a bit of a birdie fest, this track. So let's hope that everything is in good working order. But listen, great. And of course, Doncaster, back end of the year, it's going to be on the testing conditions. We've had a wonderful season so far. You know, some superstar horses. The jockeys have done incredibly well, working incredibly hard. And Donny got a good final card for the end of season finale.
They have 8 races on it. 3 of them in front of the ITV cameras, the ones we're going to focus on. Starting with the listed Wentworth Stakes. Your old mate is quite a short price favourite here, Montasib.
I think that he's only that sort of price without being odds on because you've got Spycatcher in there. Spycatcher absolutely dotted up over in France. And you remember him in the early part of the campaign, winning at Doncaster over this course and distance. Montasib has done the same. You've got your old favourites, Art Power. He went over and won for the 3rd time over in Ireland at the Curragh, didn't he, up the hill there? And then when we work out the likes of Apollo 1, he always places Zoom. But Montasib bumped into strange ground conditions on Champions Day at Ascot. That was because we had sort of on the quick side of good ground. It never suited him. James Doyle comes in for the ride because they've got rid of Zach Purton and Tom Marquander's come in for the ride on Lake Forest. So Montasib to get us off to a flyer in the finale.
Okay, then Montasib then for Jason. Then we move on to the 310. It's the Gillies Fillies Stakes. Again, a listed contest. Now, this is intriguing. We've got Danielle, who's quite short in the betting, stepping down in trip. And obviously Elwatine, who came back from a long layoff when 4th of Newmarket the other day, up a couple of furlongs in trip. There's other few in here as well who don't mind getting the toe in.
Yeah, it's been an improving year for the likes of Anna Swan, definitely going forward. But once you go out past perfect your craft, you're sort of struggling to find anything to trouble the front two. Now, Danielle, I'm with you that she's definitely proven herself a little bit better over further. And for me, Elwatine, I watched it back. Surely the form behind Francophone is not good enough, if you like, although she's in the same sort of company. She hasn't won this year. She was placed in a 1,000. She ran in the Oaks, pretty tough for her. She then has tried to come back in pretty good company. And last time, Billy Loughnane, who has been a brilliant jockey throughout the year, got himself in a little bit of a pocket. When the winner at Newmarket came down, the stands rail was off and gone, just didn't suit her. So Elwatine, up a quarter of a mile. She's a huge price, I think, for something with the amount of class that she's got.
Okie dokie then. Elwatine then in the Gillies fillies. And then the final turf race of 2025. Let's try and go out with a bang. Got last year's winner here, Lord Melbourne. I've only seen one since, and that was a win at Epsom back in September. And then we've got one of the likely market leaders, Hopewell Rock, in the Obeyed colours for Billy Loughnane and George Bowie. They've got a big winter because they're looking forward to a spring campaign with Bo Echo, one of the market leaders for the Betfred 2000 Guineas. It might be quite appropriate if they were to go out on a high. What do you think will win the November handicap?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's been supported on a few occasions, hasn't he? And I just wonder, is he starting to get to that? Am I being harsh saying, oh, he's a nearly horse, or has he got another jolt of improvement? I know that obviously George Bowie, he's got lots of runners at Wolverhampton. Look across there because some of the young boys, young Jack Callan and the likes, are riding some real fancied horses over at Wolverhampton in the evening. I'm going to shy away from Hopewell Rock. Lord Melbourne, surely he's going to find it tough to go back to back. But just maybe Rafe Beckett has played an absolute blinder here with Master Vintner. Now, he's only a lightly raced 3-year-old, £5 weight for age allowance. He won on bottomless ground a couple of starts ago, carried the penalty. Now, I delved into the form. The second has been beaten on a couple of occasions off a mark of 74. That's the only thing that tempers my enthusiasm. But he was giving a chunk of weight away. You got a lightly raced 3-year-old, dual winner, trip no problem, and ground no problem. All things are lined up for a Beckett finale in the November handicap.
They are their Master Vintner then to take the final turf race of 2025. Also, leave to say is thanks very much, Jason, for joining us. It's been an historic year, certainly for us here at Betfred with those 5 Betfred Classics. It seems a long time away, a long time ago since Ruling Court was winning at Newmarket.
and of course, with all the hype surrounding him going on to the Betfred Derby, there was the massive trifecta up for grabs and a huge pot on offer that Fred had put up for everybody to go and compete for. Listen, that's exactly what the sport wants. It's been a wonderful 5 classics, some great winners, a couple of dual winners, English and Irish Derby winners. It's been a spectacular season, and let's hope, as you mentioned, Bo Echo, a lot to look forward to from Newmarket, heading in to the 2 classics early in Newmarket.
Yeah, it'll be around before we know it, and we'll hopefully see you then on the other side as well next spring. Thanks to Jason. Best luck to Tyler over in Mexico. Thanks to Frankie and Joel as well. But we're going to enjoy the final turf action on the flat of 2025 alongside a busy afternoon with action Aintree and Wincanton as well. Whatever you're back in, the best of luck.